The agenda item I'm talking about is as a superintendent, I'm a member of Connecticut Association of the Public School Superintendents, and being in Litchfield, I'm a member of the Litchfield County of Superintendents. And every year we get to choose, at least in Plymouth, 6 of our finest students who are doing awesome work in our school district. And we get to celebrate them and tell them how awesome we think they are. We celebrate them here at the Board of Education meeting, and bring them up and talk about them, and and give them some applause. And then we also have a function, and it happens to be tomorrow night at Chatterley's, where all the kids from all the districts in Litchfield County who have been selected come together for the event. So they get another nice event tomorrow night as well. But we like to have these folks be celebrated here in district because this is where they grew up.
I have 2 fine students here from Terryville High School. I have Mikey Hills and Stephanie Poulin. Mike Hills is a motivated, hardworking young man who has continued to challenge himself with demanding courses throughout his high school career. Mike has been a valuable member of our soccer and golf teams, no thanks to Mr. Fowler, honored not only for his athleticism, but for his leadership abilities. Mike has been recognized by staff members for his leadership capabilities, has been elected to attend numerous leadership conferences, and helped form Pouch, a school climate committee. The commitment to this school and the service of others is why Mike is considered a role model student and an admirable young man. Stephanie Poulin, well, most of Stephanie Poulin's high school experience has been rooted in caring and helping for others. She leads by example, volunteering time and effort to numerous local causes. In fact, if you look at her community service log, it takes longer to read than my resume. She is a dedicated member of NHS, or National Honor Society, and will tutor students at a moment's notice. Stephanie is a thoughtful, intelligent, unassuming, and caring individual. Stephanie plans to pursue a nursing career, a strong vocational match for her personality, her experience, and strength of academic work. Stephanie will certainly continue to make all of us at THS proud in what she accomplishes and how she lives her life. Now, by both of you accepting this, just so you know, as I get old and I'm no longer here, I'm expecting golf lessons from you. Right? And when I start falling apart, I expect high-quality care in the hospital. So, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm excited to introduce to all of you Kelsey Tifo and Jaden Zotter. Kelsey is an extremely responsible, hardworking, and she is kind to everybody. I've been impressed with Kelsey's ability to lead, and she goes out of her way to make people feel included. She participated this year on the school volleyball team and basketball teams. She's an active member of the school leadership committee and student council, where she seeks opportunities to improve our school climate. Kelsey is considering a career in the medical field. Our next recipient is Jaden Zotter. He's also an 8th grade student. Each and every day, Jaden personifies our school's belief statement of being respectful, responsible, and safe. The teachers are impressed by Jaden's commitment to make decisions that will have an impact, a positive impact, not just on himself, but on others around him. He participates on the school leadership team, where he is working hard alongside of his peers to make our school a welcoming place. Jaden is considering a career in business, so congratulations.
Is she coming?
She's right next.
I told her earlier she...
So I know you all want pictures, but you're going to be able to come up too, okay?
I had told her earlier that she had changed her hair and she was throwing me off, and she's really throwing me off tonight. I'm very honored to introduce Brianna Jackson, a lovely young woman from Plymouth Center School. And we have said these things about her. She strives to do her utmost best in all academic areas. She is a PAL member. She's a member of my Principal's Advisory League. She's also an art club member. She participates in the Home Economics Club. We could smell cookies the other day. It was great. And she was one of her class's Kid Governor finalists. Her hobbies include art, basketball, and playing the drums. She's a role model for kindness to others by volunteering to cook and serve at church functions, as well as working on Christmas to serve in the homeless shelter. So, this is Brianna.
I am honored as well to introduce you to Drew Fowler. He's a 5th grader at Fisher. Drew is an extremely hardworking student who always displays strong character and models citizenship. His optimistic attitude is evident the minute he walks through the door, always beaming with a smile. He comes to school eager to learn and to help others. Through his efforts, he's been one of our top students in reading, writing, and math. He spends his free time writing creative stories, with 8 stories currently in process, and he's an avid reader, currently enjoying the Harry Potter series. Furthermore, he's an outstanding team leader who listens to the opinions of everyone in his group. He's involved in student council and a part of our band. He truly inspires others to be kind and strive to be better. Truly, he makes Fisher a better place just by being a part of our community. Congratulations, and we're proud of you.
So the next one is Mr. Nave and Jacob Sapone.
Good evening. I'm here just as a front man. I have very little to do with this because Jacob Zapone did an amazing job this year. He came to the first student council meeting of the year, which I advise, and had a wonderful idea, and he's worked on it the entire year, and he is here to make a proposal. Yeah, camera up. And people think I go up to here. So I'm going to let him take over the presentation and tell you a very, very wonderful idea for the improvement of Terryville High School.
Good evening. So my idea that I came up with during student council was I saw on the news another school in Connecticut, Fitch High School in Groton. Their seniors are allowed to paint their parking spots as a way to reserve them throughout the entire year. And so throughout the school year, we've put on a pitch, and we've gotten approval from Dr. Semmel and Mr. Holtz for allowing to do this at the high school. And we just wanted to present this idea to the Board of Ed just so they have knowledge about what it is. So we have a quick presentation back there. So this would be for the incoming class of 2020, the seniors. It's just a way to reserve and personalize our parking spots. And it's just a way for us to boost school spirit and beautify the school campus, because it's pretty clear that we don't really have much art on the campus anywhere in schools or outside. And so this is just a way to increase the presence of it. It's a decorative, it's express creativity, vibrant colors to plain parking spots. It's visual representation of the seniors, and it brings art outside the classroom and outside the school. And so there's not really many prominent traditions at Terryville High School, and so with this, we could pass it down to each incoming senior class. So it's a tradition that they can pass on class to class, and it's just a way to celebrate that you've reached senior year. It's community and school spirit. You have pride in your school. You have fun with your friends because you'd be painting them all together. It improves the school climate. It celebrates the students' individuality, and it also brings the class together. And then on the side, on the right, that's examples of all the schools in the country that do this. This actually isn't very popular of an idea. There's only, I think, 5 or 6 schools in the entire country that do it, that we know of. So we could expand that, and we could be the 6th or 7th. So this would also support the class of 2020 and the student council, because one of the ideas we had in student council was that, I don't know if you guys know, but we have a huge bulletin board up on the stairs that is called 2 Weeks at a Glance, and it shows all the events going on within the high school within the next 2 weeks. And it's kind of hard to put together. It requires a lot of work printing out the paper, stapling to the bulletin boards. So with the money we would raise from this fundraiser, we would actually buy 2 TVs to put over there, and we would digitalize the 2 Weeks at a Glance. And we'd have 1 TV for the current day, and then 1 TV for the rest of the 2 weeks. And it's just a way that we can raise funds to make that easier and less costs to the student council. And this is just a quick video. I think it's like a minute long of examples of spots that students have done, just the creativity that it involves. there any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the process of what kind of materials do you use, and then how do you then get rid of those things for the next incoming class?
So we have a contract that the students have to sign, which gives them the list of the materials they're allowed to use, because there's only a certain type of paint you can use for this. And on the day of when we're painting, you're required to show the paint to the supervisor of the day to make sure it's the correct paint. You also have a design that you're required to stick to, so there's no way of someone altering their design in case it's inappropriate or something. And then at the end of the school year, on the contract that you sign, you're required to pay $50 if you do not paint it black by the end of the year.
Oh, so it's just painted over?
Yep,
then.
and then
Okay,
if you don't
gotcha.
paint it over, you face the fee of $50 and you don't walk at graduation.
Okay, and the materials are easily gotten at, your
Yeah,
regular
Walmart,
art
Home
supplies?
Depot.
Yeah, okay. All right, great. I know someone who's excited about
I think what you guys need to do, along with probably Dr. Semmel, is get a sheet that tells each individual student what they can and cannot do.
Yeah, that is included in our contract. We have a 6-page contract with all the rules of what they can and can't do. And within that contract, they have to draw what they're going to be putting on their spot within there, and that has to be approved by the committee. So you won't, the inappropriate stuff won't even get to being painted. We would decline it right there within the committee.
I would definitely get an administrator,
Yep.
either Mr. Holtz or.
Yeah, we did.
you know.
I did say there'd be an administrator.
Yeah, so
on it.
that they could at least determine, so that you, as an individual, and or the next person that takes over after you, doesn't get caught in a catch-22 situation.
Yeah.
How much are you planning on charging for a spot?
The current price is $20 to get your parking pass, and so it would be $20 for the parking pass and $30 to paint.
anything else?
And the 30 goes to you, right?
Yep,
Goes
to
to
the student
student council,
council.
and the 20 goes to.
The Terryville High School.
Okay.
I think it's great.
I do
Thank
too.
you.
I love
I
it.
love it.
I wish
Thank
they thought
you.
about it 2 years
Yeah.
ago. I love it.
And I've been impressed that Jacob has taken this,
So seriously.
from the beginning all the way through. He's thought about each step. He's worked with Mr. Holt to talk about this, so I love the fact that we've got students who are
Yeah.
doing this kind of work and thinking about their school. And Jacob's going to graduate at the end of next year, so he's looking for something that he can leave to
Legacy.
the rest of the
Absolutely.
students. So, and the student council. I'm sure there's members of the student council who have been involved with this as well. So good work by all the students.
So I have the literacy coach at Eli Terry, Stephanie Satow, and the 7th grade teacher, Matt Blassie, are going to share with you how workshop is going in 7th grade.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Parsons. As Mrs. Parsons said, I'm Stephanie Sato, the coach at Eli Terry, and we did roll out reading workshop from 6th grade now into 7th grade this year, and we would like to just share with you what that looks like and some of the successes we've met with this year so far. I'm going to hand it over to Matt Bossie, who is the 7th grade ELA teacher that teaches Readers Workshop.
Thank you. Good evening. I just want to give you kind of a picture of what workshop looks like, and also even some indicators of how it's changed last year to this year, both instruction and the student experience. The ideals surrounding workshop is it's fostering that student independence that our schools are really pushing towards. It allows for student discourse. They're reading in book clubs. They have partnerships. There's a lot of opportunities for students to collaborate. And it's driven by choice, choice of what students are reading based on their interests, based on their levels, and even choice on how they're tracking their thinking and using their notebooks as a tool. One of the most important things is having access to those high-interest texts that are going to encourage kids to read, and having texts that are appropriate to the student's level. So a part of the new program was pretty much a brand new library in my classroom, which has been a huge factor in getting kids to read. Kind of a idea that stuck with me since attending the Institute at Teachers College was, why read one book in 5 weeks when you can read 5 books in 5 weeks and learn something? So really having access to those books in the classroom has been a huge asset, and it's really pushed kids both by reading texts by super influential and contemporary authors, along with based on things that they're interested in. Within the workshop model, it also allows for that protected reading time that last year was really lacking. So in any given workshop lesson, after the mini lessons, students are reading 20, 30, even more minutes, which is so important for their growth and development as readers, and that is also encouraged to extend at home. The workshop model really pushes high volume reading, and the more reading, the better.
The traits from the beginning to the end of the story from both characters. And then I drew the city right here because it's a circle and it's underground. And I was going to finish the whole thing, it would have looked better, but...
So mine is just talking about how the different characters and their different traits, and then the evidence from the story. And each character has their own like trait / emotion.
My classroom library is just like an ongoing project, and I'm continuing to add on. But if you were to walk into my room, you'd see books. They're labeled by bin, by genre, by author, by level. It's kind of a mix, and like I said, that access to these high interest books is really driving everything that we're doing, and the new library has been such an important factor and such a difference from last year.